Okay, today I want to talk about triads on your B, G, and D string. So, I think it's good to learn the triads in sets. So, learn your E, B, and G, your B, G, and D, and kind of do it like that. And really get to know them before you move on to the next set. So you really can kind of comprehend what's going on here. So let's go to the B, G, and D string. And we're going to do the C major triad. And we know the C major triad is C, E, and G. So we're just going to take actually the C chord you already know. And we're just going to take the D, G, and B string. So here we have an E, a G, and a C. So that's going to be our second fret of the D string, open G, and first fret of your B string. Easy enough, right? So now the next triad we're going to do is going to be based off your C bar chord shape rooted on your A string. Just like that. And we're just going to take the A chord, just like you probably know your A chord. We're just going to take that and we're going to play the fifth fret of your D, G, and B string. And that's your C triad there. We've got a G, a C, so there's our root, and an E. So in this case, our root is on the G. Okay. So C, that root's on the B string. C, that time the root's going to be on the G. All right, and the third shape we're going to have is going to be based on your C bar chord rooted on your E string. And we're just going to kind of zoom in on that and take the 10th of your D, the 9 of your G, and the 8 of your B. And that's straight up C, E, G. So that's easy enough. Kind of stair step your fingers. So now we have our three shapes on the B, G, and D string. So we have C, rooted on the B string, C, rooted on the G, and then C, rooted on the D. Now, since the first one had an open string, it's always good to kind of learn that up an octave just so that it didn't kind of mess you up if you want to go that high. So we'll do the first shape again, and this time we've got to use that 12th fret. So we'll go 14 on your D, 12 on your G, and 13 on the B. Okay, awesome. Let's talk about minor triads. So we're going to take the same chord, we're going to take the C major chord, and we're just going to make it C minor. So what we need to do is we need to find all of the E notes, and we're going to flat them. So just bring them down one fret to an E flat, and that's going to create our C minor triads. So let's go through those. So we have our C major. We just learned this. So our E is that second fret of the D string. So what we're going to do is we're going to flat that. So we're going to go to the first fret of the D. We're going to go open G, and then first fret of the B string. And there we have C minor. And the nice part about these, learn it like this, is your root stays the same. So, we know that C is on the B string. All right, so we've got C major, C minor. All right, so let's go to the next shape. So we had C major, 5, 5, 5. And in this, for this time, the B, the fifth fret of the B is going to be that E. So we need to take that down one. And so we'll have 5, 5, and 4. Now, that fourth fret right there, if you look at it, so this is the same shape as an A minor chord, just like the other was the same as an A, right? So there's our C minor. So we got C major, C minor. All right, so let's go into the third shape. We had C major right here. And our E that we need to flat to make it minor is on the 9th fret of the G. So we're going to flat that, and probably the easiest way is to kind of do a little mini bar with your first finger. So we're going to have 10 again on that. That's our root note, 10 on the D, and then we're going to go 8, 8 on the G and the B. So like that. So you have C major, C minor. Awesome. Okay, so we move on. And we have that same shape we had earlier, but we're going to do this again just since we had an open string. So we got C major, okay? And we know that E, again, is the lowest note on this one, so it's that 14 of your D, so we need to flat that. So we're going to go 13D, 12G, and 13B. And we have C minor. So we have C major and C minor. So a good exercise to do would be just kind of go through these in order. So just play like C major, C minor. You know, and just to get familiar with the shapes so you feel more confident in them while you're playing and you're not hunting for them as you play. So another thing you want to do is be able to learn where these root notes are to where you can identify whatever chord is coming up really quickly. An example I always give is, you know, what's the number after 6? And you say 7, but you didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to figure that out. You just knew it. And you want to know your note names on the fretboard kind of the same way. So take an approach like that. And so take just one chord, you know, the C major, the C minor, take that and get to where you're really comfortable. Then just maybe move it up a whole step. Get comfortable with a D note and keep moving those around. A good song example of this would be like Lean on Me by Bill Withers. And we can really kind of practice our triads by just kind of learning through these. So we have the C major. And then we're going to go to a D minor triad. So that's going to be right here. And we're going to go that 3rd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, and the 3rd fret of the B. Okay, so we have C, D minor. Another chord we're going to have is an E minor, and we're just going to go up a whole step from that D minor. So now we have 5 on the D, 4 on the G, and 5 on the B. And then we have F major. And this F major, we're going to use that shape we had up here, right? And so we're going to go the 7th fret of your D, the 5th fret of your G, and the 6th fret of your B. So we have C, D minor, E minor, F. And these are the main chords you have for that beginning of Lean On Me. So you can kind of practice just by the, you know, kind of playing through that. I hope that makes some sense with the triads on the B, G, and D string. If you have any questions, just drop me a line and let me know. Thanks, appreciate it.